Hey guys, it's Mitch here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I just wanted to share with you my Pleione Wharfedale Pine Warbler. This is my winter blooming Pleione, my only one, and it requires a little bit of different care than my fall and spring blooming Pleiones. This has really beautiful blooms, and I love how they peek out over the pot and just kind of hang over, and they're quite big. They're like 3, almost 4 inches across. They don't really have any scent, but that's okay. And I love how they're blooming now. It's just the beginning of December. They usually come into bloom this time of year for me, although you can control when they bloom with the temperatures. So if you leave them outside a little bit longer in the cooler outdoor temperatures and then bring them inside, you can get them to bloom a little bit later. I grow these outside year-round like all my other Pleiones, but what I do with these is in the fall I bring them in with all of my fall blooming Pleiones like Pleione praecox and Pleione maculata. I bring them inside and leave them on a cool, bright windowsill and just let the flower buds develop. So my Pleione praecox, they bloom around September, October, November. Pleione maculata starts to bloom for me in November. And in fact, the last flowers are just starting to fade. And then December is when my Pleione Wharfedale Pine Warbler comes into bloom. This will be my last Pleione bloom for the year. Then I just wait until my spring ones come into flower starting late April, early May. So this one, once the flowers stop blooming and they fade and drop off, I just put this one outside with all of my spring blooming Pleiones and let it ride out the rest of the winter outside on my covered patio. When it goes down below -5, I throw a little burlap on my Pleiones, but otherwise they live outside year-round. And that's that. I water them and grow them just like the rest of my Pleiones, so they're pretty easy to care for. It's just they fill in this nice little gap in the winter when I don't have any flowers. Yeah, I love Pleione orchids. They've become one of my favorite orchids to grow. I just find them so easy, and they're quite rewarding in that they produce a lot of flowers and they multiply really quickly. So last year I think I had 2 or 3 flowers. This year I'm up to 11, 12 flowers. And these bulbs are really nice and different in that in the summer when I put them outside, the leaves flush a really nice rich purple, so they're different. I can recognize these bulbs, whereas some of the other Pleiones, they all look the same. I do have a few other things in bloom, so I'll give you a quick tour. My Ludisia dicolor is in full flower. This spike is starting to fade, but it has 3 more coming in. This is my Pafmondier vinicolor, which is going to bloom in the next month or 2. My Laleocattleya Imperial Charm Sato has thrown out a big fat bud. I've got a lot of Phalaenopsis spikes, which are developing. This one is crazy this year. It's like a tree. I grew all my Phalaenopsis outside for the summer, and they really liked it. This is my other one that's in spike. It's my favorite yellow, and it threw out another little spike here, so it'll have 2. This is my Laleocattleya Yellowbird. This is one of my favorite orchids. I have like 5 of them. I just think they're so nice, and it has another spike coming up here. Some of my Dendrobium nobiles are starting to bloom quite early this year, so I just brought them inside. And they have some nice buds developing all over, so I'm just going to let this one flower out and then put it back into the cold area. Here's a couple more Phalaenopsis that are blooming. Forget the name of these, but this one is crazy. I just can't believe how many flowers it threw out this year. and I love the color. Anyway, I love stuff that blooms this time of year because it's kind of cold and gray, and it's nice being inside, enjoying nice plants and blooms. Anyways, if you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to message me. I always like receiving them and answering your questions. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.